this is my form for going to be the base for my corn tool and cutter grinder. So we're looking at the bottom side. This is going to be the top surface when we're done. It's just some scrap melamine that I had, made it the proper size. What these are is the hole spacing for the Quorn, and then I put a countersink in here. So from the bottom, once that's all out of there, I'll have my through bolt holes to bolt the Quorn itself down, and then have a countersink so that I can either put the bolt heads on down in, they'll be recessed, or else the nut on the end, nut and locks and everything. So anyway, I'm just going to pour these, see how it goes. I'm using rapid set mortar mix, and I've got two 55-pound bags here, which I think are going to be enough, and I don't know if I can mix all of this at once or if we're going to mix half of it, half of a bag at a time. I can't mix more than one bag at a time with this. I thought about getting the cement mixer out, but that seemed kind of like overkill for just this. We're going to do this rapid set, just the mortar mix, which is what they're using. I took the ideas from guys casting countertops, either cast in place or with a pattern like this where they're poured upside down, and then you flip them over, and the melamine surface is going to be the equivalent of your countertop. And I've got some additives. I've got some wetting agent, basically. They've got so you can use less water, and it will make it more fluid. And then I've got some flow control. And I've just kind of taken what the guys have said works best. I'm going to color this black or charcoal. Well, that looks pretty good, I guess. Let's find out. Find out how it pours in there. Oh, God. Well, it looks like we've got 2 bags are going to be way more than we need. Got some mesh to go down in here. Set this down in. I'm undoing my plate to go underneath the Quorn. I've already taken and just drilled a couple of holes in each of the places where I had mounting holes. These are the bigger recesses here. I'm going to go ahead, unscrew the ends, see if I can pry these off and flip it over, and we'll see what it looks like. I have no idea what I'm going to end up with here, so hopefully we got something good. But I guess we need a drill driver rather than a... And we'll get these off around the edges because we still got the dowel running on up and into the main base plate. Once I get that dowel drilled out of there, why then we can go ahead and pull the top off. I also got a whole bunch of a little bit of on the one side. I got some porosity there. And maybe we'll have to sand off the top and then add a little more filler to it for another coat of more mixture to put in there. Probably clear a little. Okay, we'll flip it right there. That's anyway. I'm not sure which way that's going, but obviously not straight in. Yeah, we'll have to lightly sand around the edges of it, but that I think looks really, really good for where we're starting out at. Huh. That one's not wanting to clean out. Okay, we got a few little places along the edge. We'll probably have to sand it smooth. We got some porosity on the ends. Well, on that end down there. This end looks pretty good. We'll take some silicone carbide just on a sanding block, I think probably by hand, and wet sand that. We'll let it set for a couple of days and look at it then. But this is going to be the back edge. But yeah, I think we can just sand this down, like I say, with some silicone carbide. I don't know if I've got a sheet here, and if I do, it's not going to be very, well, yeah, this is pretty well used and abused, but that's going to look really good. I am very happy with that, I think. I'll already have my holes pretty much drilled for the hold down bolts, where if I'd gone with a granite surface plate, why I would have to go back and drill those, was my original plan. But, and this is going to be the front edge, so we'll radius it down. But yeah, I think this is going to work out really, really well. I added the black dye to it. And by doing this, I've got quite a bit more mass than if I just mounted it to, an angle iron frame or something like that. You know, build a stand either out of square tubing or angle iron for it with our storage and everything down underneath. I had contemplated adding a couple more mounting holes probably in this corner just to be able to mount a light and everything, but this is small enough. I think I'll probably build the stand just a little bit larger, and we'll have room on the outer side, whether I ring it with some with a hardwood to make it more of a furniture piece, or if we just have our steel frame around it to hold it in place. I think we're going to have room to where we can mount a light and probably vacuum attachment, whatever else we think we need to go with that. But that looks, I think, very, very nice. Like I say, this is going to be our front edge here. And we'll do that the same way. That will sit on there. And I haven't done any more to the grinder grinder mainframes themselves, but so this is our castings to this point. And that's going to mount on there just like that. So that's kind of where we're at with this. Bring it back up or bring it back a little bit. So you gotta, there we go. That's the way it's going to mount. And what I ended up with was a base that is just under 23 inches long and just under 14 inches wide. And this size was determined with a couple of factors, mainly what I had for pieces of material to build the framework for, to cast this in, which was this, plus about what I thought was a reasonable size to be working with to both have a fairly compact stand that this is going to sit on, and yet have enough material so I could do everything we wanted to do with it. But yeah, I think I'm very, very happy with that. This front edge will get radiused pretty heavy once it's all done, because I want it to be a nice smooth edge. There again, I don't know why I need to be messing with it with this, but we'll roll down the sharp edges because we don't need a real sharp edge. So if we do that, give it just a little more water along here. Yeah, see, we've got a little bit of a chip here. I want a pretty good rounded over radius on the edge all the way around the top. Something to where when and if I bang into it, if it doesn't have material all the way around, why it doesn't grab your clothes and beat you up too bad. And it'll chip a little bit easier if it gets banged on. So yeah, all in all, I'm calling this a win. Just like that. So got this front bar pretty well smoothed out for where it needs to go. I think that's about the right tension. I'll polish just a little bit more once I get it cut to length, and I've already figured my length. So I'll do that and get the ends, one end counterboard, the other end just gets a nice flat edge with no pip, and I'll get my split cotter board for this. And once I get it that far, why, I'll probably go ahead, finish out these base castings, get them painted and bolt them down because they'll be permanently in place, and then go ahead and mount the vertical column on it. So I think we're looking pretty good. So hopefully you find that a little bit interesting. Comment suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below, guys. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.